so much. And I love her. I really love her, and I always will. I'll really truly. I would love to see her. It's been too long. But no, because the book wasn't mean. Name drop wasn't mean. It just was true. Even when we talk about Barbara Walters, I talk about I totally get why she was dismissive of me. I get it. I was in her way on a Wednesday. It's cool.
Right, totally. I agree with all of that. Are you a Housewives fan? I know you and your husband are huge 90 Day fans. You guys both had a sighting on different coasts, but are you a huge Housewives fan?
No, because I know most of them. And so I remember I used to watch it in the beginning, and then, these women who are smart and interesting and opinionated and kind would go on there and like do something crazy because they had to have a storyline, and it would just kind of make me feel bad for them, like my friends. So I was like, you know what? You go to work. I'll see you at dinner, but I'm not going to watch your show.
That's probably best, especially with the way there's a lot going on. What about, there's a lot of talk always, I don't know if it'll ever happen. Andy Cohen is always like, like they always toy with this idea that there should be like not that there should be, that there could be like a gay male as like a lead housewife. They're not sure which franchise, like how do you feel about that? I mean, or do you think that kind of jumps the shark?
No. I just think as long as they're interesting, as long as they're like, they have something to say, great. I don't care. I support it.
Well, look,
Because there's been people on that show who are not interesting and they don't last. You know what I mean? So and that goes for any show. Just make sure that they're watchable, they're interesting, they're interested, all of that. Then I'm in.
I would agree. I mean, listen, you split your time between Palm Springs and New York. Housewives, they want, the person to be like successful and have a life and, have a family. And Ross, this sounds like you. Would you want to be this first gay male housewife?
Make an offer. That's what I say. Tell them make an offer, and we'll go from there.
It could be in New York, even you're near the OC in LA. I mean, I really see this. This isn't like a joke in my head. This is a real thing here.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's discuss. I'm open for negotiations.
Listen, you're busy with your day job on Drew. You have the Hello Ross podcast. I know you're busy. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to put it all together here for you, Ross.
Thank you so much. No, honestly, I've never thought about it, and not for a millisecond. This is the very first time. But yeah, I mean, I would entertain any offer. Hello, I'm a freelancer now in show business for almost 21 years. So you look at every offer that comes in, see if you want to do it.
I agree. Well, what is it like working on the Drew Barrymore Show with Drew? I mean,
it's like the most wholesome work experience I've ever had, in that like she's just like, it feels like family now. We end every show talking to the audience, and we sit there and we hold hands and we talk to talk to them, and there's just such kindness. If you come to the studio, which you should do, please come be my guest. It is like it's just like this good energy place. Like, you walk into a spa and you're like, oh, it feels good in here. Like, it feels like that. It's just sunshine. And it's sort of like what we began talking about, how usually you just show slivers of yourself. I don't know if it's the fact that now I'm 43, that I get to be on every day with the audience, with Drew, who's so giving and kind, but I feel like there's not a part of myself I'm uncomfortable showing on this show, for vulnerable, funny, opinionated, angry about, something. If something really is not okay, we go there. It's just such a relief to be able to show every side.
It doesn't shock me that you say it's sunshine. Like if I think Drew Barrymore plus Ross Mathews, I think sunshine. Like you said, I'm sure you're both self-actualized people. Like I'm sure you have, but are you guys ever in a bad mood? Because I just don't see it from where I
am. Let's see. Well, I want to define bad mood. Like, of course, there's sadness. There's we all have crap in our lives, that come on, but the difference is, it's like, I don't know, if I had, like, I call it a real job, but like if I was a bank teller and I was suffering and sad and going, I would have to fake it to go into work and kind of smile and do it. But the thing about what I get to do, and the job I get to do with Drew, and what I've done for over 20 years now, is that when I go to work, it's almost like I'm fueled by it. Like the job actually changes my chemistry. When we walk onto the Drew set, I can't fake it. It's because they're clapping and they're excited, and we have a really interesting person on that day. And it's suddenly like that changes me. That shifts my experience. And so we are incapable of faking it, even though Drew's a great actress. But we certainly have things going on in our lives, and we're just made better by the show.
That's a good way to put it. Do you have a favorite Drew Barrymore movie?
Oh my God. You know, Fever Pitch is underrated. Never Been Kissed is perfection. 50 First Dates is the sweetest story. There's a million others I could go through, but those three off the top of my head.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Is there someone, I mean, you mentioned so many great people coming up on Hello Ross. Is there someone now with this new incarnation of, you know, this new podcast, like that you was just kind of on your hit list of someone you would love to just interview? Or a few?
I started to type a message to Diane Keaton in a DM on Instagram. She doesn't even follow me, but I started to type it and then I deleted it because I'm like, what do you say? You know, I'd love to interview Diane Keaton. She waved to me once at a red carpet. It was Armani was getting a star in the Fashion Walk of Fame, Beverly Hills. Anyway, that was my big moment. She like, hi. And then the Barefoot Contessa, I'd love to interview Ina Garten because she reminds me of my mom, and I love to cook. You know, I have my recipes and everything. So I would love to talk to her. But and you know what? It could absolutely happen. Both of them could. I wasn't the majority of the people that I've listed to you, I was never going to bother them to be on the show. And I'm booking it myself through DMs, texting people. My husband Wellington says, try it, you know, and I've been so shocked. Everybody I've asked has said yes so far. So.
Wow. Is it, you know, I mean, I've been doing this like 3 years. Is it like, are you in that addictive stage? Because it does get addicting. You're like, I've had people on that if you told me, like Sally Jesse is just an example of that. I mean, what? That's happening. Are you in that addicting stage now of like, wait, like I am going to DM Diane Keaton, or, you know, you just at night, you wake up thinking like, wait, I have another one for the list.
It's not addictive for me. It's more like, the best way I can describe it is like I'm just driven to have these conversations with people who I admire. So it's not like collecting him, you know. For me, it's more just like connecting, not collecting, connecting. And so that's what drives me right now is like the fact that I could get 30 minutes face to face, even though it's on computer, but face to face with some of these people makes me feel like. God, it's going to sound so stupid, but it just makes me feel like I'm in the right spot. You know, like this is exactly where I should be.
I could see that because it's a real conversation. You know, yeah, it's a business and sometimes maybe they phone it in, but not really, right? Like it's a real, you're staring into a computer, it's 30 minutes or more, and it's a real thing. You're asking
it's
real
like
questions.
Yeah, it's like our conversation here, you know. I mean, you could probably like fake it and do a song and dance for like the first minute and a half, but that's going to get exhausting after a while. So we can, and not that we did that. I'm saying like we're incapable of doing that. At the end of the day, if you are sitting face to face, just you and another person, you're going to have some sort of real moment. You're going to uncover something that, you know, we've never said before or thought we've never expressed before. And so it's going to be insight into that person that no one's